Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
AJ, this is to you. He'll punish you, he'll school you, and he'll break your heart, and he'll make your life a misery. Tyson will ruin your life. He'll ruin Eddie Hearn's life. Eddie Hearn can't sleep at night. Do you know that, Umar?
I don't know that, John. Do you want to enlighten me?
Because I'll tell you something. The jealousy is bubbling out of him. You know, and I say this much. If anybody in the world wanted Tyson Fury to lose that night, it would have been the Hearn camp. And I know that. But let me tell you something, Eddie Hearn, and all your entourage and all your fights and this, that and the other. You can't beat my son. You've got nothing to beat him. The man hasn't been born yet or bred yet can beat Tyson Fury. He wouldn't even trade with Ruiz. And Ruiz ain't Tyson. There's nowhere for him to go in that ring. When Tyson gets in front of him, smashing that big jab in his face, hitting him to the body, roughing him up. Then it comes down to men and how big your balls are. And Tyson's got balls like two King Kongs and Godzilla rolled into one. So if you ain't got them to match, mate, don't mention my son's name. Enough said on that. Get the money, $500 million, we'll talk about it. Until then, jog on.
Process of coming back before he's in with the likes of Joshua and Wilder, etc.
I'm tired of answering these questions about AJ. Tyson could beat him now. Tyson could beat him now. Because there's no competition. It's not about when Tyson, if this and if that. That's a foregone conclusion. Tyson can beat AJ in his sleep. That man's a good fighter. He's an excellent fighter. This is a brilliant fighter. The two levels apart, mate. You know, like the aliens are light years in front of us in brain power. That's how my son is in front of Joshua in ability. Do you understand me now, what I'm saying? Do I get the picture across? He can't do it. He's got slow feet. He's got a few flash hands. He goes like that. 1-2 left up, chin stuck in the air. You see him, he's blown out of his arse. I mean, he gets a bit of pressure put on him. Tyson will do more than pressurise him, mate. He'll be crying after 4 rounds. Tears will be rolling out of his eyes like Marifat peas. But he can't do any good. He'll be swinging like that. Oh, where's he gone? Pop, pop, bang. On the floor. End of. Give me them belts back where you stole them. You bum. And that's it.
Will we see this fight next year, in your opinion?
No, I don't think he will, because he's too frightened. He'll retire before he faces Tyson Fury. The Gypsy King will retire him without even fighting him, and I've said it first. He'll retire him without even fighting him. Because he hasn't got nothing to beat him with. He don't need money. The lad's a trillionaire. He don't need it. So why would you mucky your legacy by letting a big Gyppo spark you right out? End of. To answer all them questions. That's what it is. The Gyppo will spark him out because he got no tip back with. It's like you fighting with a water pistol and I've got a shotgun. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous. You can't win. Neither can the other one. Like Tyson said, a football player and a weightlifter. I'd be more of a match for them than me.
I didn't know people were watching this. But anyway, regardless of all that,
Yeah.
Tyson's got a job to do this Saturday
Got a
night.
job to do. Can't take his eye off the ball. Sefer Safiri's come here with a reason and an intention. He's come here to change the world himself, change Albania. And I tell you what, stranger things have happened in boxing. You cannot underestimate anybody in this game. 23 knockouts out of 25 fights, one lost to a world champion, Manuel Char. How can you write him off? Any boxing pundit with a brain knows he poses a threat to anybody. And little men can run up you like rats and stick it on you. Because they've got the speed, the agility, and I tell you what it is, he's there, he's 16 stone, whatever height he is. Mike Tyson was 5'9", only as big as him. Mike Tyson changed the world, 5'9" and 15 stone. So how can you write him off? And like I said about Roy Jones, 5'11", come off, he used to be a welterweight. Beat John Lewis, took the heavyweight title, and 5 other world titles with it. Don't underestimate anybody. The boxers, the professional men. And the Albanians, you know what they are, don't you? They're tough as teak, and they got a will of iron. And he poses a threat to anybody. Believe me, we know Tyson will beat him. I'll be surprised if he doesn't, but I'll tell you what it is. Nothing's a foregone conclusion. Nothing in boxing. Anybody will tell you that.
No, just ask the people that backed against your son against Klitschko.
Listen, and well they should. But at the end of the day, I want all them to eat their words you backed against my son. But let me tell you, things happen for a reason in this world. It's come round nice and slow, and now they've really seen who the real champion is. Tyson. And now he's getting the respect of the public he deserves. It's been long and for look at him today, biggest ever turnout there in Manchester for a public workout. Because they know he's the people's champion. He says it how it is. He mixes with the public. You know, he's not afraid to go and have a cup of tea or sit down with anybody. He'll sit down there with them and embrace them, advise them, help them. I bet nobody else is doing that. You know why? Because they're reading a frigging script, aren't they? You do this, you do that. You say this, you say that. Nobody can say that. I'm his father and I can't tell my son what to say. Because he'd just tell to me, say to me, take a back seat. None of your business. He knows what he's doing, Tyson. He's the people's champion, that's all he wants to do. He's won the people's hearts and he just wants to put a good display on for them and let them enjoy the true heavyweight lineal champion of the world. He's the fastest heavyweight in the world, he's the biggest heavyweight in the world, and he's the strongest heavyweight in the world. Ask Steve Cunningham. He'll verify what I'm saying.
Well, there you go, everyone. Anthony Joshua just shit himself live on television. He got asked did he want the fight, and he went around the bushes and put his arse on the edge. I want the fight. I want the fight next. I'll knock him out inside 3 rounds. He's a big bum doss.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.